high soulpreneur or high achieving leader. If you've ever said the words, I don't have time, I'm going to tell you in this video why that's a lie to yourself and how to get over that so that you can create an abundance of the life you want to live based on your values that has no conversation of time, and that phrase is eliminated. First things first is you got to own that saying I don't have time is not just an excuse, but if we were to look under the hood, consider that you make time for what matters. If you have kids or a loved one that suddenly is at the hospital and got a car crash, you would go make time and cancel whatever else you had to go see them. If you suddenly won the lottery and you have to cash in your proceeds or else you don't get it, you might make time for that. So you make time for urgent and sudden things all the time when it matters, when it's a priority. The question is, are you clear on your priorities? Because what you say as a priority may not be. For many years, I said family and, self-care was a priority, but it wasn't. Work was, making money was. This is back when I was a financial advisor and a business coach, but I did not prioritize self-care for God knows how many reasons. And it's something that once it did matter, like it does now, I prioritize meditating up to 2 hours a day, first hour in the morning. And it is like the most productive thing I could possibly do. In fact, then people, I don't have time to meditate or do my self-care practices. Yes, you do if it matters. So that's the first thing, is own what matters and get clear on that. Write a list out, write it down, share it with other people, get accountability for it, and then block your schedule around those moments. So every week I have a date with myself, a soul date. It used to just be like once a year, once a month, or once a quarter maybe. And now I'm just like, nope, this is what matters for me to have my sanity, because the rest of my day is pretty packed with achieving a ton. And so I make that a priority. Meditating an hour a day, even 15 minutes a day, used to be so ridiculously hard. And truth be told, after attending a 10-day silent meditation retreat, that really helped kick me in the butt. But that was about 4 years ago. And ever since, I've meditated at least an hour a day, sometimes up to 2. And I go back for my 10-day silent meditation retreat every year. What's funny is that started mattering, because prior to that, it took me 20 years to actually go to this 10-day retreat that I wanted to go to since my early 20s, now my mid-40s. But I was unwilling to spend that long and make that much of an investment and lose that much time in my business and with my family for my own self-care in that way. That's the truth of it. So that's owning that the phrase that you say is actually a myth, a lie, an excuse, pick your word, that resonates for you. Okay, so after you own it and you get clearer on what matters by writing it down, making it public, the 3 things, that can help you with opening up your space, besides blocking it out and planning life around it, is notice where you waste time. Now, as someone who is a BTS ARMY fan, yes, I noticed I started binge watching YouTubes on my favorite music, K-pop band, and with my son. And because it was the way we could share together, and I was learning Korean, I was like, this is free-for. I can relax, I can hang out with my son, have quality time, and learn Korean, and be entertained, have fun, and support. I mean, it's like a 4-for or 5-for. And I counted up, like a K-drama is like 20 hours, but you can't not stop watching because they make them so good. And I do think they helped me become a little bit of a person, but I'm unwilling now, after watching how I responded, to spend 20 hours a week. Crazy. Or in the case of BTS, maybe more like 5 hours a week. Or just do a couple hours like on the weekend maybe, with someone else telling you what to think. So stop binging. If you are, most people I know are watching some sort of YouTuber form of entertainment these days. Even if that's like just on the socials with little shorts, that counts, because you can spend a while doing that. And just add up the time, just over a few days, a week. And then imagine what you could do instead of that if you literally just stopped that. If you just stopped going online all the time for entertainment or other things, just imagine what void that would create in your life. So some people are like, I can't be with the void, I can't be with silence, so I'm going to go watch But if you could, what would you do? Like, what are all the things that would make you so happy? For me, it's always, I love cooking, vegetarian and vegan stuff. I love, going into nature. I love really quality time with no screens in the middle of nowhere, camping or at retreat centers or so forth. I love meditating all the time. It's a happy place. So anyway, that's number one. Number two is, as I've been mentioning a lot, meditation is something that doesn't work for many people because they try to go too far too fast. So meaning like, I'm going to sit down for 30 minutes and they've never done it and their mind is like hyperactive. For those people, for just starting out, or a lot of people do like 15 minutes, maybe a day, or like 3 times a week, you need to move the body first before you can really sit and meditate. But as far as I have no time to meditate, all I want to put out there for right now is of meaning that we make from our body sensations. And again, this is from Neuroscientists, Lisa Feldman-Bartman, who has written How Emotions Are Made, award-winning scientist, debunking the classical theory of emotions, which is that we all have one universal way of expressing fear or anger or sadness or whatnot. In reality, we have multiple ways to express each thing, and there's not one set of physiological responses for each emotion either. They have a whole range. And so really we have power in this moment to construct our emotions and choose. But that's, again, another video. So number one is stop binge watching anything online. Number two, by noticing where you are and then just stopping and just seeing how you feel after that. You might go through withdrawals, warning, but then you literally usually go into your creative mode. Number two is give meditation a shot, because you actually get more productive in that you aren't reacting as much to life. You're not like effectual and and numb. No, you just don't get so riled up or sad or worked up, or you're not reactive. You're equanimous. And then number three is to really manage your energy. When you are depleted and burned out, your choice-making ability goes down, and it sucks. So then you make poor decisions that you then have to clean up later, or there's impact, the consequences to it. And this creates this urgency of time, I have found. So for example, for many years, I was actually bad at opening up my laptop after 9 p.m., getting some more work done or whatever else was I put my son to bed. And then I might just stay up really late to 1 or whatever else. And in those moments, it felt like I was being productive. But the next morning, when I look at what I did or took action, I was like, oh, that's not what I would do after a night's rest. And so again, when you manage your energy, don't manage time, manage your energy, then it goes the opposite direction. Instead of making poor choices and being depleted and burned out and reactive and then having to clean that all up and then always being in the scarcity mindset, when you are rested and you manage your energy and replenish it well, you are thinking from a superpower place. You can easily avoid things that might be these drama holes. You can choose things that are going to amplify your presence, your power, your energy, your vitality. And you just make much better choices for yourself. Such a recap. Make time for what matters. When you know your priorities and get them written down, and then block life around those priorities, you will have more than enough time. That's just how that works. Remember, everyone has 24 hours. Why are some people able to do 100,000 times more things in their same hours than others? Well, they're not in a conversation called I have no time, because it's a construct. They are in the conversation, how do I best manage my energy? So number one, stop binging. Take a look and observe where you let your mind get taken over by what you scroll online. Number two, and then stop it. Just practice stopping it. And then it usually takes about 2 weeks, honestly, to go through your withdrawals of your addictions, whatever you watch. And then you'll feel the purifying effect. So if you're able to do it for a whole 30 days, give yourself a challenge. That's great. But some people notice it right away. how much more happier they are, etc. The number 2 is to meditate. So again, number 1 was to stop binge watching. Number 2 is to meditate, give it a try. And 3 is to manage your energy. And we have, again, that Booster Energy Challenge below. All right, can't wait to see you there. I look at everybody who comes in, and I will direct message you and ask you how you are, what are your goals, where are you struggling. So I hope to see you there. Okay,